Imagine Kratos and Kratos cooperative glue. Start again.
Keep that in.
Start again.
Keep that in.
This is hard.
No,
I'm going to say it more
keep
slowly.
that in, but start the video after you do the second time.
3, 2, 1, go. Imagine Kratos and Kratos cooperatively coexisting. That's a real tongue twister. Welcome back to Yooka-Laylee.
Only took you a couple of times.
It only took me that. To be fair, that was only 2 takes.
Yeah, exactly. You did a good job with that
I
one.
wanted to say it a lot.
You didn't flap at all.
A lot more quickly, which like a real tongue twister. But
the thing is, tongue twisters are harder than you'd expect.
Yes, I mean I have trouble with just general everyday, normal people speech.
Yeah.
So
if you fall over yourself all the time like we do.
We're in the Murky Passage, which is a very unfortunate name for just anything, really.
I think it's a very descriptive name. It's all murky in here.
It's a good descriptive name for what's going on in here, but it's also maybe slightly. It's maybe a little bit rude. That's just my take on it. Yeah, probably.
This game is a bit rude.
Yeah, just a tiny. There's just a few places where you're like, that's not. Maybe you'd. Okay.
Our video game dads would never do a rude pun, would they?
I mean, my dad does all the time. So
how many video games does your dad make?
He's not made any games.
So he's a wasted talent.
I don't think I'd want him to. I'm kind of intrigued, actually, about what kind of videos my dad would make. What kind of games my dad would make.
You know how they say everybody's got one great work in them?
Yeah.
Maybe your dad's great work is just like a rude pun video game.
Probably. He's a monster when it comes to puns, because he's a dad.
Oh yeah.
Like he's my actual real dad. So.
I think if this is something we discussed before, it's like an ability you get when becoming a dad.
Yeah. Okay. So
what are we doing here?
There's this passage, there's like a little gauntlet of pressing the switch and solving the puzzle, and then
we were in the spooky wooky woods, right?
Yeah, we're still there. We're still there, but we're in the underwater section. I told you we'd have to do a lot of the buddy bubble, and here we are doing a lot of the buddy bubble. Now this is deceptive because you're like, oh, they're on like the same thing.
Nah, there's two different ones there.
As you get closer, like, oh no, it was a deceptive perspective trick.
Can't trick me.
He's horrid. I hate these jellyfish a lot. I really dislike the jellyfish. Not because they did anything particularly bad or anything. I mean, they're only doing their job, but I really hate...
What is a jellyfish's job?
Just to kind of make things a bit inconvenient, really. Because they had to put the underwater enemy in, and they went, well, let's just put the jellyfish.
I thought you meant in real life.
No, well, I mean, in real life, I actually do. They're there.
Yeah,
they're in the sea.
Nature's beautiful.
Yeah. Jellyfish are...
Jellyfish are?
Yeah, jellyfish are. That's a true statement.
Can't disprove it.
You can't.
Can't make sense of it.
I really like this. This makes me laugh every time I do it. Watch this. There's just something very, very satisfying about hitting that and then just watching Yooka-Laylee just fly up to the surface.
It's a nice animation.
It's good. We got the Mollycool.
How did Captain Science get underwater?
See, I don't think the Dr. Puzz actually puts the Mollycool in these places, because I mean that would kind of defeat the object of what she does.
Maybe she just wants to play a fun game with you.
I mean, maybe, but also when you speak to her, she kind of seems like she's got no idea where the Mollycool is.
Yeah, that's to make you feel better when you find it.
Maybe she's got a really, really short memory, like a goldfish. Like the goldfish swimming.
Are we kind of crafting lore here?
Yeah, I am. I'm taking notes.
You're not. I can see you.
Shh.
Oh,
sorry.
Damn it. Sorry.
Damn it. I keep forgetting these jokes. These jokes don't work anymore.
I ruined it for the viewers at home.
I'm gonna erect a screen in the middle of the room so you can't see what I'm doing.
We could put a blanket up between so I can just guess. But also, basically, anytime you say you're taking notes on there, you're lying.
Don't tell the people that I'm lying to them. I would never lie to you, the viewers.
This is an honest video series. If we have nothing but integrity.
Absolutely.
And really weird puns about God of War.
That's why we're drinking on the job. We're a lot of fish now.
Well, speak for yourself.
That's my kind of transformation. I mean, okay, yeah, you're a fish, so that makes sense. We're a lot of different Yooka-Laylee fish.
Wow, the Laylee fish have really weird noses.
I mean, that's par for the course with Laylee. She's got a big red nose. Alright, I suppose I'll help
You can just
out.
swim on in?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's what the fish transformation allows you to swim through the pointy, spiky, thorny bits.
It disables clipping, you mean?
Yes.
Okay. Wait, what?
And also we can destroy piles of bones that are underwater.
Just kind of walked into a pile of mud and it went away.
Yeah. Well, there is like an attack that you do, and it gets rid of the bones. Now we've got to do one of these sections as the fish.
It's alright though, because I think the way this works is so long as you don't all die, it's fine, right?
Yeah, like that's how many lives we've got.
Yeah.
It's actually
Is it
not.
1, 2, 3, 4. Stay still, it's really hard to count. 1, 2, 3. Got at least 4.
At least 4. There's definitely more or less than 4 on the screen.
Who can tell?
Who can tell? Not me. Oh no.
Okay, it did actually kind of work that way.
Yeah.
Does that actually somehow match up with the amount of health you have?
I don't think so. I think it's just the static number of fishes that you are. So another thing I've not really touched on yet, which I know maybe some people are wondering about, is like the swimming controls. What are the swimming controls like? Because anybody who's followed my work for any amount of time is going to know that, like, when it comes to swimming controls in 3D platformers, there's a point of contention with me, because like swimming controls in 3D platformers they often leave something to be desired.
They range from passable to wretched.
Now, the super messed up, fucked up thing is that in Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, like, Tooie had slightly improved swimming controls. Banjo-Kazooie was you were just kind of fighting an uphill battle when it comes to swimming. But then Nuts and Bolts had really good swimming controls, but you never did it. You never did it at all.
The confusing part about Nuts and Bolts is it controlled really, really well on foot and doing things.
Yeah, that is one of like the things about the game. It's just
Do you think they wanted to make a Banjo 3?
Yeah, it's almost like there was a different game. I've said this so many times in this series. I've really got to stop up and on at this.
It feels like you may be externalising a little too.
I'm not sore or anything. There's no axe to grind here. We saved the trolley from underneath the pile of bones to give us a pagey butt.
Trolley's not really moving.
He's kind of stuck. The bones crushed him, and he's kind of giving up, which is a bit morbid. And Laylee's just like, Yep. Well,
we didn't want to animate that.
There is that. But also, please watch this.
Hi, jellyfish.
That is. I don't think I've ever laughed that hard at like an unintentionally funny part of a game before.
That's why everything should be done in engine in all video games ever.
Absolutely,
because it means the video game can break.
And what wasn't really broken? It just flew in front of the camera.
And it wasn't working properly.
At a funny angle. We're done with the underwater section now.
Yay!
Anyway, I was talking about. Now the swimming's over, let me talk more about the swimming. So, the swimming in Yooka-Laylee is a weird one. Like, it kind of controls a little bit like Super Mario Sunshine swimming, where you press one button to go down and one button to go up, and I think that's actually kind of worse than how it was in, like, say, Super Mario 64 or in Banjo-Kazooie, and you point yourself in a direction and press A to go in that direction.
Yeah, well, you're basically a missile.
Yeah, I think the swimming controls leave something to be desired. It's not the worst, but I kind of feel like descending and ascending in water is too slow. The speed on the surface of the water is perfect. Under the water, it could be better. Maybe in a...
You don't want to go too fast underwater, though, because it ruins the atmosphere.
Yeah, I guess so, but I would like to be able to get into and out of the water quicker, is the only thing.
That seems fair. We've got to play one of these wretched things, aren't we?
We've got to play it. This one's actually not too bad.
Is this one called Bebop?
This one is called Bebop.
I cheated somehow.
Yeah,
I'm not going to tell you how.
You looked at what was going on in the background.
You figured out my cheating.
Yeah. So this one's actually not terrible. It's not atrocious. But it's also just kind of it's there. You know, it's
something you have to do.
It's nothing special. It's kind of just so we have to do this.
Still quite sad that these aren't just 8-bit styled or whatever.
I know, like
You missed a trick.
this specific minigame reminds me a lot of Joust.
In how it controls
a
you?
balloon fight, just like by nature of you're something that flies around and you jump on top of things to defeat them.
It seems like quite a lazy fly too.
Yeah.
Which kind of puts pay to it being jousty.
And I can't remember if that was a bit like how Jetpack was.
You didn't really land on anything in Jetpack, but they do kind of share a similar feel.
Yeah, so I kind of wonder, like, are the Yooka-Laylee mini games based around the Ultimate Play the Game style games?
I would have
Jetpack was Rare. There I go.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's like we do this every
Jetpack
episode. Jetpack was Ultimate.
Yes, it was. Yeah,
It was this Screaming Skull game that wasn't. We've been over this.
Yes, we
My
have.
humiliation. I'm not saying anything, by the way, but that bee doesn't look dissimilar from a Zingy from the Donkey Kong game.
It's like they already had a character design that they knew how to make and
Bit like
made
that.
it a little bit different.
No, you have to slam on their heads. There
There's a meter that has to fill up before that happens.
That seems annoying and unnecessary.
Yeah, the minigame would probably be over a lot. Well, it wouldn't be over any faster, but I'd have more points if I didn't have to deal with that meter.
As we know, in arcade games, points means fun.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's the saddest, tiniest speed boost in the world.
I know it really isn't very long. It could do with being a few seconds more, maybe.
It's like they wanted the effect of the music speeding up, and that's all.
I mean, that is very funny.
Yeah, thanks, Sonic.
Music speeding up is hilarious.
That's not hilarious. It's just a really good touch.
There is that also. But yeah, I kind of do wonder if they are based around the older Ultimate and Rare kind of earlier games, because like karting is a little bit like the RC Pro.
I looked up RC Pro-Am. It's nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
RC Pro-Am's like Rock and Roll Racing.
Oh,
I'm just gonna list old racing game names.
all right, yeah.
But there is one that's above.
There is one,
I promise.
but I don't know. We'll see more of Rextra's arcade stuff. There are some arcades which feel a lot like, this is very weird, but like there are some arcades in here which feel a lot like iPhone games.
How so?
Like there's one in the casino level where it feels a bit like Temple Run.
Oh, okay. So you mean like it's evoking specific iPhone games?
Anyway,
I mean, to be fair, like, what's the most common like short form gaming experience in 2017?
an iPhone game.
Yeah.
This is my favorite character of this level, and you're about to see why. It's a very definite Yorkshire accent out of this tentacle monster.
What I like in games like this is where they feel they can't specifically reference Twitter, so they have to say, and have it spoiled on social media.
Yeah, I was like, oh, we can't have it branded. That will get us in some problems. Maybe we'll get some legal issues if we do that. But social media is a nebulous thing, so that's okay.
They might as well have just said on the online.
On the online. I mean, Rextro said online game, which is very close to...
Hey, so why don't you try butt stomping the eyes?
Oh,
you just have to attack them,
you
okay.
just kind of have to, yeah. So, this is the first boss that we're doing in the game, in the third world. I'm a big fan of this boss. This is my favourite boss in the game.
This seems like some good video games.
Not just because it's this big stupid tentacle eye monster with a Yorkshire accent, but also because like the actual boss fight itself is it feels a lot to be like the Weldar fight in Banjo-Tooie, and it reminds me of it. It reminds me of that. It gives me warm, familiar feelings. So I'm like, yeah, this is good. I'm having a good time.
And I'm just enjoying the MIDI guitar.
I mean, the MIDI guitar is very good. Also, I'm a big fan of this track. Honestly, I really like this.
It's really good, but it's very odd to me how it does just sound like a MIDI.
Probably. I mean, they could have afforded to get someone to play the real guitar. Surely.
I mean, I could have done that.
I could have done that. I could have definitely
done that. Very cheap.
Done that guitar line. It's not a very complicated one.
I'll speak for myself. You're probably more expensive than me. Like 25 versus 10 quid.
Yeah, I would maybe charge like 15, maybe 25 at a stretch.
Mates rates, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, not that I am actually friends with any of the people that play Sonic, but if they ask
you spoke to them several times.
I've spoke to them.
Oh, actually no. When you spoke to them, you made enemies, didn't you?
I spoke to them. I asked them a very hard question live on Twitch.tv, and then when I went to talk to them afterwards, I did kind of meet them and take a picture with them and stuff. But also at the time, I did say that Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts wasn't very good, was it?
Hello, can I get a picture with you all? And then as the photographer was like saying, say instead of say cheesy, say nuts and bolts is a bullshit bad game. And then that's how you got in trouble.
Hey, what? What's he said?
Well, yeah, this is how you got in trouble, isn't it? They were pulling sad face, and you were just like, yes, it was.
Yeah, what? No, like the funny thing is, they gave me a very diplomatic. Well, we didn't want to just make another one of those for a third time answer, but then.
Wait, did you actually ask them about nuts and bolts?
But in the trailer, they quite clearly slagged nuts and bolts off. So I feel I feel like I feel.
Let's actually get into this, because I've never asked what the question was. Was the question, why did you do nuts and bolts?
No, it was. No, it was.
Okay.
No, it wasn't. I didn't just go up there and be like, what was that bullshit?
What do you think you're doing?
What were you thinking? That absolutely
How
wasn't
can you
what
do this to me
anybody
personally?
wanted. No, it was just when I was like I was just trying to chat to them afterwards, and I was talking to them about like, oh yeah, I'm a bit like, I was like, yeah, I've done LPs of like all the Banjo games, and then I was like, oh, but I am in the middle of doing a nuts and bolts let's play, and I have to be honest, I'm not being very nice to it. And they kind of laughed, and then one of the developers was like, yeah, well, we did just want to make a Banjo-Kazooie again, we wanted to do something different. I was like, yeah, right. And then like the trailer comes along and they go, well, by the time the game's finished, you'll have cars in it. And I was like, yeah, I fucking knew you never wanted to make that game.
I mean, they could have also just been playing for the crowd.
That's
the one thing you can't say about the Yooka-Laylee Kickstarter trailer is it wasn't leaning on nostalgia.
I mean, no. I mean, that's what this whole thing is doing. This is what this entire crux of this whole thing is like. You remember that stuff? We're doing it again. Isn't it great? And I mean, yeah, it is.
It's pretty alright, isn't it?
It's pretty alright, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, look, it's... train.
It's the train man.
It's Kato.
It's Kato. Oh, he's giving us the spiel about... He's giving us the back in my day
it means
spiel.
we have to play the kart level.
Oh, we do have to play... Yeah, we've had to do an arcade, and now we're going to have to do the kart as well, and then we're going to do an arcade again to round things out.
Glad I put this off last week.
I was actually fine, because, like, when you messaged me, I was literally in the middle of recording the footage for the next video.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, that takes the pressure off a little bit.
If you ever need me to be sick one week, just give me a message. How do you make yourself sick?
I mean, I know how, but I don't really want to say on the video, so it's not a pleasant subject.
I more meant like, how do you give yourself a cold? But okay.
Oh, I see.
Oh, look, it's that B model.
Yeah, we're doing so. This is So all the karting sections are to give them credit, they're all different. They're not all the same thing every time. This one...
I mean, last time there wasn't sparkly gems.
Last time there wasn't sparkly gems, and also this time you'll see that, like, when we brake and when we boost, you'll see that, like, the tyres turn red and then, like, they slowly cool down, indicating, yeah, you can do that again now.
Is that one of the things they added in that
That
big
is
patch?
one of the things that they added in that patch, which is a nice thing for them.
That's a nice little video game.
Should have maybe been in there from the beginning, but, you know, swings and roundabouts, say. So yeah, the way this karting section is different is that you reach a. This is actually like it's not too bad. Like you reach a certain point in this one, and then you end up kind of. Oops! You end up in a loop, and it's basically it's just a case of knowing like which is the right path to take, and it does kind of allow you to like if you haven't quite got enough gems, go around a few times, get enough gems, and then be like, all right, I'm ready for the end of the level now.
So was this song written by David Wise as well? Because this is kind of a jam.
This is the David Wise.
You missed the big yellow one.
Oh, it's alright. There are some, like there. I will be honest. Like there are some big yellow gems which I'm still trying to work out how to get them, and like, but I get to a point where I'm like, oh, I've got enough. I don't know. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, I see where the loop is.
Yeah, you spotted where the loop is. Oh, dang it. Well,
that's
fine.
another kind of loop, but a different one.
Yeah, that's a ring.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. All the Carter's sections are written by David Wise. It's basically the same piece of music, but like on a
that one's
on a
a lot
theme.
more upbeat and 80s.
Yeah.
Of course, Carter being very old, he would remember those.
He would, as he's saying here. The extravagant scenery was completely unnecessary.
Hang on, Donkey Kong Country had these big fancy 3D pre-rendered backgrounds.
It did, but the kart sections in that were arguably worse.
They were arguably worse than most things. I don't want to get in trouble in a video again. Donkey Kong Country was a fine game.
Donkey Kong Country was a good game.
I was talking about on a Rhino Man.
I was talking about Donkey Kong 64.
Oh, I didn't do that one.
You did well, Matt.
I heard there were lots of bananas.
There are a lot of bananas in that game. Ugh.
I hear the ugly Kong is in it.
Which one?
That's a fair point. Yeah.
Big one.
That's a fair point.
Oh, let's do this nonsense again. Do friends want to play a fun arcade game?
I've got to go take a phone call.
Yes, I would like to play a fun arcade game, but I'm stuck playing this one instead. Wow, really stuck it to that cartoon dinosaur.
They're never going to speak to you again.
I really hope Playtonic's not watching my video.
You told them about your Let's Plays. They're going to be specifically checking you out.
No. I do plan to, like, just send them the playlist after I'm done. Like, do you want to hear me slagging you off? Well, here it is.
Hey, you want to hear me constantly talking shit about nuts and bolts again?
By the way, it would be great if you could let me work for you. That would be awesome.
Yeah, what usually happens with game companies is they hire the people who tell them they do everything wrong.
I mean, you need someone to keep people in check, right?
Yeah, it's called quality assurance.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
that's really mean. I'm sorry.
I'll be stuck doing the games testing, which is fine.
Well,
that's a fine
that's
vocation.
QA.
That is QA.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's not the same. It's related.
Yeah.
It's design and UX.
You know more about this than I do. I'm just going, like I understand what you're saying.
I'm just getting myself in loops. Pick up the funny speed potion.
I don't really want it because I go too fast and then I haven't got any accuracy. Not like I've got any accuracy anyway, but I've got less accuracy when I'm
It's alright, when you have the speed boost, you have an excuse.
Yes. I can be like, oh, I was going very fast and I missed a little bit.
This is something that I think we talked about with the first arcade game too, but the main problem with this is just it's like twice as long as it needs to be.
That is the problem with literally every single one of these arcades. They could have done with a bit more variety in general, and they could have done with being a bit shorter.
Like, do you think it's like, well, we made this, we may as well get some use out of it? Or do you think they just weren't, like, overly... Yeah! Got hit by the fire there, was that the speed boost?
That was the speed boost, yeah.
Like, do you think they just weren't overly confident, or maybe were a little too confident in them, or...
I honestly don't know. Part of it does kind of feel a little bit like, well, we've done it now, so we may as well stick it in. But also, it kind of also slightly feels like, it's like, well...
Congratulations to Yo, who got the high score in that, by the way.
Yeah.
Where were you?
I was the... It's okay.
What?
I was the top scorer. It was me.
Oh, sorry, I
It was
misread that.
me, yes. It kind of feels like they went like, if we make one arcade in every world, that means there are 2 pages we can just put in one place, and we don't have to worry about those ones.
You make it sound like next to every world they just had a pagey count. I think we have to fit them in here somewhere.
I mean, surely maybe that was part of the design, but I don't know.
This is actually something I've always wondered, and I will never get the answer to, so let's say the question and just go away.
Okay.
Like, designing gigantic collectible and open-worldy things like this must be a bloody nightmare.
Yeah.
Because you must, surely you must have to create a checklist beforehand and just go through spreading them into the world.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you an LP secret. When I start recording these videos, I literally make a checklist of what I'm gonna do and where I'm gonna go that I reference while I'm playing the game.
Because they're so sprawling.
Exactly.
Like, you need to have some idea, otherwise you just get videos you can't cut.
Yeah, I mean, like, some of it is like, pure rote memory, but some of it's like, what am I doing now? Oh, right, yes, I'm doing this.
I mean, you do a very good job, because you haven't really... I feel like we're maybe talking about, like, how the meat is made a little bit too much, but you haven't really doubled back on yourself at all, it feels like.
Not too much. Well, that was 26 minutes of, what are they doing making this, well, they make this video game all wrong, oh no.
No, I like this video game.
No, it's a good video game, but there are...
It's just that you don't like nuts and bolts.
I need to maybe get over that a little bit. I started noticing it when I was, like, watching the videos back. I was like, I've mentioned nuts and bolts again here. It's okay, yeah, like, it's got to a point where I'm like, I really don't like it when other people, like, make a reference to nuts and bolts at me and go like, haha, remember nuts and bolts? I'm like, yeah. But then I catch myself doing it. I'm like, wait, oh.
It's alright. We'll end this video here. I'll go and put all the money I need to put in the nuts and bolts references jar.
Wow, you put like £100 in that jar.
It's a big jar.
Gonna need a bigger jar.